wail. The process will make you moan. The process will agonize you and frustrate you, will cause you to pull your hair out. While I was in the university, God showed me pastoring, but he told me that he was not going to put me in a pulpit until I got my education. And oftentimes staying up late at night and burning the midnight oil for an early test in the morning, it was often agonizing and frustrating because while my roommate was sleeping, I had to stay up all night to study for religion, to study for business math, to study for history tests, humanities tests, because I wanted to get the best grade. It was the process that almost caused me to give up. Process almost caused me to say, forget it. I'll just go home and I'll just pack up my bags and go back and live on my mama's couch like everybody else. Why do I have to go through this? They're out there playing football. They're out there playing basketball. They're enjoying life. They're eating and drinking and being merry. Why do I have to go through the process? And God simply said, because it fortifies your progress. We want to get things in life without going through anything. We want to ascertain in life. We see things on television and we daydream, and we've got nightmares and we've got night dreams, and we think and we see ourselves doing what everybody else do, but we fail to count up the costs. Tell somebody, you better count the cost if you're going to be great. Yeah. And so the process causes us sometimes to falter at the dream. I'm here to tell you something, brothers and sisters. You better learn how to do something before you get there. You better make a plan. You better have an idea. You better think this thing through. You better check the blueprint and recheck the blueprint. You better go back again and search God and pray again and fast a little harder and pray a little harder, pray a little longer, because in 08, you're not just going to come into things carte blanche. It's not going to just fall in your hands. The money is not going to just fall in your hands. The husband is not going to just fall in your hands. The car is not going to just fall in your hands. The new job, it's not going to just fall in your hands. Look at somebody and tell them, you're going to have to fight for it. Yes, you are. Yes. Why? Because in 08, Satan knows that 8 is the number of new beginnings. And because he knows that 8 is the number of new beginnings, he's going to fight you even that much harder to stop you from accomplishing what God said you were going to come into. Come on in here, Daniel, and talk to these people. Daniel said, now that the angel told me that my blessing was on the way, and God released it the day I prayed, but he was held up 21 days by the prince of Persia. It was not that God had not prophesied, that God had not promised Daniel that he was going to bless him. It was that God was causing Daniel to go through the process to fortify his progress. Daniel had to do something before he came into what God had declared. God is waiting to see who will, my God, not give up because of the process, not give up because of the trial, not give up because of the circumstance, but who will fight in spite of how hard it gets. I made up in my mind that before I come into millions, I'm going to do something before I get there. What you saying, preacher? Well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the little that I have and I'm going to sow seeds, because this is now the plan and the prescription to come into wealth. You can't just wait to hit the lottery. You can't wait for somebody to die to leave you an inheritance. You've got to sow your way into increase. I don't hear nobody. Tap your neighbor, say, neighbor, if you take the little that you have and begin to make something happen, I believe that God will get behind your efforts and give you revelation in the midst of your process and make the little that you have expand. God is waiting to see who's going to praise me when you don't see no way out. Who's going to pray when things are getting worse. Who's going to dance on nothing. Look at somebody, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got a car. I'm renting a house and my husband is acting up. I ain't got nothing. But what I do have is a praise. I'm going to dance on nothing. Just tap somebody and tell them do something before you get there. Sick and tired of hearing folk tell me, I'm going to be a millionaire. And when I become a millionaire, I'm going to bless everybody. What about before you become a millionaire? Oh, yeah. And when I come into my business, I'm going to give everybody a job. What about now hiring the little kids in the neighborhood to cut your grass? What are you saying to me, Pastor? You've got to set things in motion. Look at somebody and tell them you got to set it into motion. God wants to know, who is ready to set it off up in here. I'm not going to wait till I come into it. I'm going to act like I already got it. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. How many faithful folk do we have in here that say, I don't have it, but I got evidence that God is able? Sit down, y'all. And so, let me help you. Quit looking for the proof. Because sometimes what I don't see hinders where I'm going. Oh, yeah. Oh. Have you ever been there? Have you ever been there? Have you ever been driving and you knew where you were going, but somehow you made the wrong turn? And if you are a man, then you know we don't ask for directions. We're going to say, well, I know if I turn left here at Kercheval and then take another right at the Jeffries, then I'll get to where I need to be. But it seems as if that the plan and the direction that I've got in my head is not bringing me into the place that I thought that it was at. And so sometimes you get frustrated because it's not working. The directions is not working like you thought it would. And so we say, forget it. I'm just gonna go home. You ever been there because you couldn't get there when you thought you should? You just said, let me just go home. I'm here to tell you that God is saying don't give up in the process. Keep on turning and keep on moving and keep on shaking, because if you continue to do something before you get there, God said you'll already have it in spirit. You're just waiting for the manifestation. Tap somebody and tell them, I already got it, already got it. I'm just waiting for the manifestation. I'm just waiting for the tangible.